What's interesting is he's walking around Athens and he sees all these idols and he's distressed. It's interesting when I think about that. Why would he be distressed by this? Now remember, that city had Jewish people living in it. If you go and you research the Jewish diaspora, the Jews were spread throughout Europe and Asia and Africa. And so there were Jews that had been outside of Israel for hundreds of years already by this point in first century AD. And so there were Jews who lived there. And of course, it's full of Greeks as well, right? And the Greeks were part of this. If you've ever heard of the mythology, Zeus, Athena, Ares, we're going to hear about those guys today. And so this great mythology and a big part of that, I mean, we're going to call it a religion because that's really what it is. A great part of that religion was we would build these statues and worship the statues, or at least revere the statues. And so there's all these statues all over the place of all the different Greek gods. I am very curious. And in my studies, I didn't see anything that talked about whether or not the Jews participated in this idolatry. So we don't know that his brothers and sisters who were Jewish participated in these things. But what I can tell you with no doubt in my mind is that they tolerated it. They allowed it to happen. They never went into the city and said, listen, our God says, do not create any graven images. You guys should do the same. They never, ever, ever did that. And I'm very curious if his distress was related to this acceptance of idolatry. Now, it's funny, people today will say, well, that's very, very old school. This is 2,000 years ago, and they had Zeus and Athena and Ares and all those guys, and we don't do that today. I challenge you to ask yourself the question, do you have an item that you worship, that you look at and revere from the very early morning hours until the very late hours throughout the day, never taking your eyes off of it, worshiping it, getting your value from it? Do you have an idol? I challenge you to think about that.